What's going on, everybody? Appreciate everybody's questions as we get everything up. We're here for the MHU Live playoff review. So looking forward to this one. This one we actually have quite a few guests here. So we're coming in hot with Vols and Doug. Being on the show was pretty face to us, as Doug put it. So we don't get to see him. It's going to be that blank spot up there. But what's going on, fellas?
Not much. We might have to do most of the talking. You still doing the thing,
Yeah,
but
technical difficulties, maybe. So I'm gonna let you guys take off and discuss it, but let's go ahead and jump into the first playoff review here. Bengals and
first game,
Broncos.
yeah, that was a surprising game. It was a surprising game. It looked like it was going to be a lopsided game early. I think it was like 24-10 at some point, and Waffle was down. But he came storming back, and it was an exciting finish. But I honestly thought Waffle was going to pull that one out.
You thought
Yeah, I
that
mean,
before?
oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say you thought he was going to win from the jump, Beeman.
From the jump.
Yeah, I went Jordan go crazy JGC. I picked him minus the points. I felt like he just had a. I mean, he won the AFC West. That's always been a tough division. Brett didn't even make the playoffs, which is a surprise. But I felt like he had. I mean, 13-4 in that division. I felt that was a pretty good year. And Waffle's just been really MIA this season, so I thought it made sense that he was going to win that first game.
Yeah, and I played the Broncos and took a pretty big L, so I know his caliber. Waffle, I don't think Waffle is as into it as he typically is, just given the team he has. So yeah, I'm not surprised by the result. I'm actually surprised that it was that close, even though I guess 12-5 versus 13-4. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, not surprised by the end result.
I mean, looking at that box score, the only really surprise I see is 340 passing yards from Waffle. That's a surprise. So
That's
I'll give you
probably
that
why
one.
he lost.
Probably. He probably 340 passing yards. He probably threw 50 times.
Yeah. But that's a good win though. That's a good win for Jordan though, for sure. Definitely a good win.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Go
But
ahead.
yeah, the only thing I was just going to add is the fact that, Jordan got out to that lead early and probably kind of coasted. I mean, he probably coasted on a bit. I mean, he only threw for what it looks like 200 and some yards. He usually throws a lot more. And I know he's not a big runner. I'm guessing he probably had like 30 or 40 rushing yards. But, yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I always expect Waffle when games actually matter for him to, lock in a bit more than he did. But, things happen. The switching games real quick to that Seahawks game. When did that get played? Yesterday?
This morning, it was 10
Yeah.
a.m. Pacific. I think it was 1 Eastern when they played. So
Yeah, it was a game too. It was actually a pretty close game at one point, but just the turnovers, man. The turnovers killed Washington. Every
yeah,
time he
he
got
had.
within like four, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say every time he got within striking distance, like under seven, he would always throw a pick. I know at one point he was driving, I think in the third quarter, right there, and threw a pick. Maybe in the end zone, and it got taken back to the house, and that was ball game at that point. But yeah,
Yeah,
he it was surprisingly close to me. I thought that this was going to be, a blowout. Honestly, from me playing both of them and losing the Seahawks and beating Washington pretty handily, that Seahawks would definitely run away with it. But no, it was closer than the score for sure.
yeah. I mean, 17-point game. Like you said, Sundance he had a pick six, and I saw him block a field goal and return it for a touchdown. So
Yep.
um, that's 14-point swing right there. That that those two plays don't happen. Washington gets the three on the field goal. You're looking at like a 30, 38, 35 type of game. But yeah, he made too many mistakes as far as giving up scores. If you're playing Sundance and you're letting him score on defense and special teams, you're going to lose because it's already. I mean, he's going to score pretty easily on offense most of the time. And if you're not helping yourself when letting him score on defense and special teams for sure. So it makes it tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a very efficient offensive player, and to your point, like you got to just kind of expect that he's going to score. he may give up one, like maybe one turnover, but for the most part, like you better have your defense just shut him down, get a 3-and-out, things like that, because he's not going to force dumb passes most of the time. So you're not about to score on defense yourself. So if you're giving up special team touchdowns, you're throwing up pick sixes, you can basically just kiss that game goodbye.
I mean, in the Seahawks, their home field advantage is crazy, man, on the field goals. Like, I mean, you can't see the meter. It was a pretty long field goal, so it had to be at least 50 yards on the field goal. So not
Yeah.
surprised it was blocked, just given Madden. But yeah, you can't give Sonny that many opportunities. But Sonny, honestly, on offense played pretty sloppy compared for him. Like, he threw 3 picks, and a couple of them weren't pretty picks too. So I mean, he was definitely sweating, probably more than he thought going into the game. But talent wins into the day, and like you said, you make too many mistakes for him, it's because it's going to be game over. So yeah, that was a good win.
Yeah,
Was
some of those
DK doing his thing?
Yeah, DK. Yeah, I don't know what his stats were. I saw at least like a 70-yard touchdown on a post. But
Yep.
Going back to Sundance's interceptions,
Of course.
those are not typical Sundance interceptions. Those were, I don't know, it's like he was nervous or something. That's not typical. He was forcing the ball definitely, but he got away with it against that opponent. He does that next round, or if he goes further, it's going to cost him the game for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's, like I was talking about earlier, I think it was before we even started stream, like it takes a lot to take a shift from, like, a lot of, I'm not gonna speak for everybody, like myself though, like during the season, I'm not necessarily playing to win. Like, of course I want to win and I'm trying to score, but like I'm trying for stats, right? And like, especially when you have a young team like Sundance does, like you're forcing things to develop players, develop your quarterback. And so your decision making is sometimes shit during the regular season. It is hard to make that transition to playoff football where stats don't matter except for W's.
Yeah, it is.
So,
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I mean, it's hard to
I
throw
get
40
that.
interceptions in the regular season and then turn around and, try to limit your turnovers when that's been the mindset for 17 games. But going back to Sundance, like he's kind of the opposite. I think he only threw, I didn't see his final stats with Hal, but I guarantee I know he was under 20 for the season, 20 interceptions. So it's still kind of surprising to see him force some throws in the playoffs when he typically takes care of the ball.
I mean, that's 20 interceptions for Sundance is high.
I think it's under 10.
Is.
Honestly, I think final stat line for him was under 10 with the rookie. So,
was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to say it's right. No, he had a super efficient. He wouldn't be shocked if the kid the X Factor, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, he's for sure gonna go to X Factor, I think.
Yeah.
So I think Howell was leading as best QB when I checked last night.
Oh, okay. There he goes.
But the rewards don't matter. The rewards don't matter. It's the stat line.
It's the stats, right? Yeah, touchdowns, yards, gotcha. Yeah. Got it.
True. So next game we have coming up, Lions Vikings.
Hey, y'all can talk about that
one. Well, listen, the Vikings got a cold front line, and I'm mad because I added to that and didn't get a lot in return. But I don't know. It depends on if Vols can make that mental switch from just trying to dev players to actually playing Vols football. Remains to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, just thinking about this game. I mean, these are division opponents, right? They know what each other does well. They played a couple of times. Honestly, I don't even know what the end result was. Vols, what was the end result both games?
He beat me the first time. Let's see. I'll pull it up. He beat me in Minnesota. He won 23-13. That was the third game of the year. And the week 14 in Detroit, I won 52-21.
All right, so Vols is going to win. All right, so Vols is going to win. All right, yeah. Keep it moving.
I mean, yeah, I think week 3 we were all trying to figure out the game at that point, right? But I think whoever has the momentum toward the end of the season probably will end up winning, I think. And obviously with the score being what it was, I can see, and it definitely going over if we're talking about just the overall points, but I can see you're probably in his head now. He's probably going to be a little nervous to not make any mistakes, which is going to make him make more mistakes. So yeah, I can see this one going the Lions' way. Probably not 52, but probably maybe 42-20 28 maybe. But yeah, I could definitely see us going to Lions way.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't
he's
match me up
four.
against someone that just
Go ahead.
dropped 50 points on me a week ago in real life and 3 games ago in
Right.
the playoffs because I'm going to be like, oh, shit, I don't want. I'm sure he threw like 4 picks. He's going to be timid passing. That means Justin
So,
Jefferson's going to, yeah, that's going to be rough.
Yeah,
We'll
but
see what
Vols will
happens.
take it over the top too. So
oh, we
it's
know.
going to
We
be
already know. We know who getting
yeah,
it. We know we know where it's going. This is a matter. Can you stop it? So yeah, remains to be. And
yes,
I
sir.
don't think the Vikings have on their cornerbacks. I don't think they have anybody that's legit. And maybe I know we made a lot of trades, so I haven't looked at the team, but they're probably nobody that's close to the speed of Williams, honestly. So he's gonna have to watch him the entire game, which will open up probably the middle of the field for Vols anyway.
Yeah,
So yeah,
they have a really good and fast safety, and that's you're right on corners. I don't recall him having good corners, but the
Yeah, they
thing,
got like a 94 speed safety.
his strength is definitely his D line. I mean, he has Von Miller playing D tackle. That's
Yep.
something I know Vols
I
just
was about to
loves.
throw that
Uh,
out.
and then
Cannot stand that
and then
shit.
he and then he has X Factor superstar DNs. And you know what's funny is um, I played him and I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna run it, Von Miller. Von Miller is the converted to DN this year with the Bills in real life. Before that, outside linebacker. So you're like, oh, this guy's small. He has inside stuff. So it's like, fuck.
Yep.
Uh,
cut it all out. Yeah, yeah. Oh. But I can see Vols on here. The confidence is through the roof right now. Vols doesn't seem he seems very unbothered right now by the matchup, which is probably a good
Right,
omen for
right.
for a dub. So yeah, yeah. Oh, he
I
has
mean,
a great poker face one.
we were comfortable with. I mean, we knew we were going to fall somewhere in that 5 to 6 seed range. We were comfortable. We didn't want the 7 seed. I just didn't want to play Sundance first round. Because I mean, you're going to have to go through Sundance and Lando to get to the Super Bowl for sure, and then
Yeah,
FC. But I was comfortable either going to Atlanta or Minnesota. So we're happy with the draw. We'll see what happens.
nice, nice. I think that's a nice segue to the Atlanta game.
Which one you said, Atlanta?
who's
Yeah,
Yeah,
Atlanta,
yeah. So he's talking about the Atlanta game. Yeah.
who's the lineup playing
Ah,
again? I'm sorry.
Gordo, and he's playing
Yeah, who they
Rams.
playing?
Yeah,
Butch,
Rams.
Butch,
Butch.
Butch, Butch.
Oh man, take the under.
Oh
Respectfully,
man,
respectfully.
respectfully, yeah. No, this one, I played both of them as well. I played both of them as well this season. Lost to Butch twice. Beat Gordo, but in the Gordo game, neither one of us scored any offensive touchdowns. It was pretty early this season. I think it was game 5. I beat him just straight off of pick sixes, honestly. So at that time, Gordo's offense wasn't good. I mean, obviously he's 10-7, so he did something right. But I could just see Butch with his running game. Like Butch has the best running game that I've seen so far this version. Just against playing with him and watching other streams, like Cam Akers goes through the line untouched. He gets 10 yards before he's touched. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I can't see Gordo stopping his run game, which will set up the play action. I think Rams by at least 2 touchdowns.
What
Yeah, I'm gonna hard agree with you on that.
Beeman the Stephon Diggs trade to Atlanta? What was that? What was that trade like? Remind me.
I got a first and like a future second or something like that,
All right,
or like a
this is
future
what
third.
Diggs. This is what Diggs gave the Atlanta Falcons in year 1. 13 games played, 34 catches, 500 yards, 3 touchdowns. fourth,
Yep.
fourth best on
well,
the team.
Hey, listen, he's a threat.
So yeah, I can tell I would be terrified of that X
Hey,
factor
hey, but
that's in the slot.
to be fair, we talked about this. I'm assuming and hoping Drake London and Kyle Pitts were the ones eating. Because if
Drake
I had
London had
Stephon Diggs,
Drake London had 100 yards more and 11 catches, 3 touchdowns more. Kyle Pitts only had 7 touchdowns and barely over 1,000 yards.
so
62
who
catches.
was eating on his
mm,
team?
Pitts was the leader. 62
Yeah.
catches, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Ridley 58 for 917 and 6 touchdowns.
All right. Well, I mean,
Mariota had a good year. I mean, I know he traded me Ritter, so he was kind of stressed about a quarterback, but threw 24 touchdowns, 36 interceptions, 3,700 yards.
X Factor 28-year-olds shouldn't be eating during the regular season, anyways, when you have a rookie wide receiver and a 21-year-old tight end.
Diggs
I
better have
mean,
13 catches.
yeah, yeah. And funny enough, I don't even remember Diggs. Like I wouldn't even known he was on the team based off when we played. Granted, as
I don't even
you,
think Diggs knows he's on the team.
I have a super strong D line. All right.
He's like, send me back to
But
Josh
hold
Allen.
up.
I think he's still showing up in both.
I can't see Butch losing. Well, I can see Butch losing this because I can see Butch getting frustrated early if he gets a fumble or something doesn't go his way. But I think just given the way he plays, just Lando better. I mean, not Lando. Excuse me. Gordo better have that strip button ready because that boy Akers and that offensive line, they mauled. And I have a great defensive line for Madden. And they just mauled my defensive line the entire time. So, yeah, I don't know.
So they played week 2, which is super early. Butch, they played in LA. Butch 130-116. Mariota 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Patterson had 8 carries for 40 yards. Butch threw for 343 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 picks though. And Akers only had 50 yards on 12 carries, no touchdowns. So, but
Okay.
Cooper Kupp, he was player of the game, 7 catches, 153 and a touchdown. So, I definitely, I think he's going to run Akers. I'd be surprised if Akers has less than 20 carries, and then I think Kupp's going to eat up the. I bet he catches 5 streaks up the seam off of play action,
Yep.
or a corner out. So yeah, I'm with y'all on that. I think Butch. I'll be surprised if Butch doesn't win by 2 scores.
Yeah, Cup is tough though. Like when I played the Rams, I mean, Cup was catching everything. I think we pulled that one out, but still, Cup was ridiculous to try to cover.
Yeah, and that playbook fits Butch really well.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the fun game. You guys know what game I want to talk about.
The Jets Colts. No, I'm just kidding. The Dolphins Ravens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we sending or we playing? What we doing here?
They are playing. I don't think there's any way that OMG makes it past this round. For the sheer fact it is OMG. Like, no disrespect, but OMG, like I said, OMG's going to OMG. He's going to get nervous. He's not going to be as efficient like he was all year long. And he had a hell of a season. Probably best season I think I've seen him had since he had Jameis Winston with the Jags a couple of years ago. But he's, you know how OMG gets, he gets in his own head.
Yep. It's going to take a turnover for OMG early in the game, and then he's just going to start throwing that thing up, and this is going to get picked left and right, and he's going to get frustrated. And I think Baker Mayfield led the league in passing, if I'm not mistaken, or he was close if he didn't lead the league in passing.
How many forces did Alex have though? I mean,
no, not a lot actually.
Did he not? I felt like he had like at least 4.
Force wins. Sorry, I was thinking like
wins.
force passes.
Yeah.
He had 2 at least. Neon showing 2 for sure. So maybe not. I thought he had like 4, but yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you already know you know what time it is with Alex. Just you can't leave Tyreek 1-on-1. I mean, you can't, because that streak or that post, he's open. That's a touchdown. It's a touchdown every single time. If you're not double him, and I don't even think Waddle. I don't know the stats, but I don't even think Waddle. I played Alex and lost, but I don't think Waddle even went off on my game. He probably didn't have probably half the catches that Tyreek had if you look at the stats.
Yeah, let's see. Waddle only had 50. They had the same amount of catches, 51.
Oh, did they? Again.
So.
You know what time it is. You know, if you can stop that deep threat, then you got a chance. And OMG has a team for it. You know, OMG can definitely control the clock if he plays the way he played all season with that running game and Lamar. But Lamar actually was a pretty efficient passer as well. But to your point, I think it's playoff football. I think OMG, like I said, has an early turnover or 2 at that point, kind of spirals. So I'll take the Fins. I'll even give it a closer game than I expect. I'll say Fins by 7. Fins by 7.
Yeah, this wasn't on the bet slip. He had a pretty good year with Lamar. 46 touchdowns, 21 picks. 46 touchdowns is probably good for, I'd say, top 3 in the league.
Yeah.
So OMG, he does this. We all know it. Last cycle, season 1, he had a first round bye and lost his first game in the playoffs. Got bounced. He didn't get the first round bye this cycle, and got matched up with Alex. So I hate to go against OMG, but I mean, history just says that's what's going to happen. I think he's going to be a little bit more run heavy though. Now that the playoffs are here, I look for Lamar to get a little bit more on the run, on some more carries, and he only had 3 touchdowns in the regular season rushing. So I'd say he'll probably have one this game. But if I had to pick, I'd probably go Dolphins by at least 1 score, if not multiple. I'd probably lean like plus 10, win by 10 probably. If I had to gun to my head, had to choose.
Yeah, so it's probably OFG's worst nightmare for a first round opponent. Honestly, he probably
Yeah.
would have preferred anybody but Alex, just because Alex can turn it on real quick.
Well,
Yeah,
I think Alex kind of snuck in, I believe, didn't he? Because Big Mike was the 7 seed for the longest time, and then he kind of got bounced.
Yeah, Jags definitely just faded toward the end. Yeah, for sure. All right, well, should it looks like just from the estimator, it looks like a close game, but Baltimore is the favorite, based on that. But we know, like I said, we know the OMG factor, so we'll see.
Yeah, if prop bet
OMG
over under 2.5 interceptions on OMG, both of y'all probably taking the over, I would imagine.
Oh,
I know I would. Yeah, I think over
100%.
Three INTs for sure. If he goes under that, I think he's got a good chance to win. But I don't see anyway.
As long as we don't let Alex get up early. If Alex gets up early and forces him to pass, it's a 2-3 score game. He just has to stay. He has to keep it close early on. Yeah. Good game right here. Jets and Colts, man. This is probably the game that I think will be the best game of the first round of playoffs. So yeah, I mean, this is. I personally went Jets. I think Superstar just turns it on when the pressure's on. To take this Jets team, which had some nice picks. Obviously, they got Sauce and a couple of other picks in the offseason that are playing well, right? But I just think he just turns it on, man. And Drew, honestly, I'm not really familiar with this style of play. I haven't played him often, maybe once ever. So yeah, this is just a gut feel for me. I think Jets. I chose Jets in my bet with the points. So pretty confident there, but we'll see.
What you got, Beeman?
Is that the last game?
Yeah, it's last game.
Jets and the. See, this is tough. Both of these owners I've been in leagues with and in divisions with. Man, I don't know. This is the only game I think I have to pause and think, because it really depends on who you're going to get. V has really good defense, really good defense, a lot better than his offense. Jew is. I don't know which Jew shows up, because some games it's like, dang, Jew, you got really good defense, and then it's not good. And then other days it's like Jew can put up 40, 50 points on his offense, and then in other days it's not. So I guess, listen, I got to make a decision. I'm going to go with Jew let's go 10 points.
Sure.
What was the spread in this one? Was it 5.5? Let's see.
-4.5 Jets is what he picked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 4.5. Jets is the favorite. Listen, since Jew got into the league, I don't even know if he's watching this, but I'm gonna call him out and challenge him. I heard a lot of just good shit about Jew when he came over. He's kind of been a letdown. He plays his games, does all that.
Hey,
His skills, I don't know. I expected a lot more. How many times did he beat you last cycle, Beeman, in the division? He went. How many times did he win?
I think once.
I'm not talking about head to head. How many times did he win the division?
Oh well, come on, man.
Exactly.
It's
So
me. I've
I,
never
I
I've never
understand that,
lost
but
the division though.
he still should challenge you. It wasn't even close. Did he win this division? I guess he had to somehow uh, since he's the only one in. But I know. I mean, he struggled. Let's see. What was his division? Let's see. Let me get on him real quick. Let me see what his division record was this year, because I know he struggled with Big Mike for sure. Let's see.
Dang, man, you really went after that man.
I ain't done.
He
All
has a
right.
he has a family.
Juggler.
I guess he only lost one game in the division, so he's better than what I thought so far this year. But let's see, he lost to Big Mike, he lost to Bread, lost to Broncos, he lost to Lando, beat everybody else. So 13-4. I guess he had a better year than what I thought, but I still gonna hold to that. Like, he's been disappointing. He's not made an AFC Championship game. I fully expect him to at least make one of those. Um, so I don't know. I want to see him. It's time to put up and shut up about hearing the Jew
Man,
talk.
but he's not even talking.
I
What?
know everybody else has though. So he's got to put up or they got to shut up, not him. But
Dang, G.
my point being is I think he's gonna put up. He's gonna show out tonight when they play. And I think the key is this right here. He's 13th in the league in passing, averaging 300. Or excuse me, he passed for 3,700 yards in the year. Good for 13th. Yes, the Jets played him multiple times last year. We had good battles. He beat me this cycle, but he plays great defense. His weakness, though, he's 30th in passing on defense. So he gives up almost the most passing yards. Only two teams worse than him. So I expect Jew. I don't even know who he's got at quarterback. Matt Ryan, Ryan Tannehill, Jared Goff. I mean, he's went through the AARP club this
Think of
year at
Tannehill. Think of
quarterback.
I saw Tannehill last.
Yeah, so I think he's still with Tannehill. He even had Josh Rosen for a game, so hopefully he
Look at those
goes with
stats though.
Tannehill.
He's
Yeah,
28,
I
24,
mean,
man. He'll throw the picks. He'll throw the picks, man. He'll throw the picks.
yeah. So we'll see. I think he's definitely gonna throw picks, but I think he's gonna get out early. The key to beating Superstar is getting ahead early, making him attack downfield because he loves to throw underneath. He loves to run the ball and he loves to throw underneath. He does not like to throw it over the top. And if you get up on him, make him feel like he's got to kind of push the pace a little bit, that's where he's going to make mistakes. So I think Jew's gonna show out tonight and get the W. I'm gonna say like 38 to 28, something like that. Probably about 10 points, like Beeman said. So didn't really want to call him out, but I mean that's all I've heard for two cycles now is he's a solid player, and really all I've saw is just yeah, he's gonna make the playoffs, but he's not gonna do anything once he gets there type of player. So
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be honest. It didn't feel like you didn't want to.
well,
Felt like you've been saving that.
I mean maybe,
But
but
hey, we
I just
moving.
want to
We
see him
moving.
show out. So maybe
It's a
that'll
challenge, man.
maybe he'll show
Challenge.
out.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. Yeah.
I know
Could be a
he's
good
ready to
first
get to
round of games,
season
bro.
two and get a new playoff or get a new playbook. I know that for sure, but we won't go there.
So moving
Oh
on,
boy.
like thinking
Look at
about the next round throughout, who do you guys have pulling it out? I mean, obviously yourself
beaming,
yelling like that, but
beaming, beaming, beam. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I'll
I'll
just say
put
this. Go ahead, boss.
I would say I would put not to not throw any more shots at anybody, but I don't know how many coins I have. I probably have over 50 or close to it. I'd put just about all of them that Beeman won't make the Super Bowl.
Jesus.
Hey, show me something. Get back. I
I
want to
mean,
see you get back to one.
the the only person that's stopping me
'Cause
from going to the Super Bowl is Alex.
No, 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 no.
Well,
The only person
I'm gonna just
stopping you
The
is
only
Brett, and he's your kryptonite, and he's not even in the playoffs. So
see that
if
that's not even.
you're not in the Super Bowl, if you're not in the Super Bowl, we know you choked. That's all I'm gonna say about
So
the
that's
AFC.
not okay. First of all, every time I don't win a Super Bowl, I choke, and that's like no one's stopping me but me.
You
But
said it,
no, I
not
mean,
me.
I wouldn't even say. Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm saying it because I feel very strongly about my talent, and when it doesn't show up, it doesn't show up. But no, I mean to be fair, like Alex and Brett are the two players that know me better than like anyone else in the league. So like, yes, they are quote unquote they're my kryptonites because they know my play style. If I come up with, I mean, like lab with Alex every year, and so it's like I come out in certain formation, he's like, I already know what play's coming. And it's similar with Brett too. So, and him and I got both similar play styles too, which is kind of funny.
well, I'm
But
just
yeah, no,
NFC. You got Lando. I mean, you got Lando 100% NFC. I can't see just that the firepower he has, and then oh my God, if you look at his secondary stats, they're ridiculous. Like they're ridiculous. He has like three cornerbacks that have like 10+ picks. Like it's ridiculous. So
who is he playing?
I think.
Just like what is going on?
I mean, he also has probably the defensive player here at the AFC. I think somebody surpassed Bosa and Joseph for MVP. I can't remember who it was. The last time I looked, somebody else is MVP now. But yeah, he's definitely the DPOY. Like I think the kid had like somewhere between 14 and like 16 picks this year. Four like pick sixes in one game or something. It was something crazy. But yeah, his defense is tough. I can't see anybody competing though in the NFC. Even if Atlanta has a bad game, I think he still. AFC, I think it's tougher. AFC, I would probably, if I had to put money on it, I'll put Beeman. I'm thinking Vols. You're in the NFC. You're like, okay, this is
No, I ain't interrupting you. You keep saying it.
So, sorry, I got DM.
probably it'll be Lando Beeman, and I'll take Beeman with the upset. Yeah, I'm gonna do Beeman with the upset.
Beeman. So Beeman, if it's Beeman Lando, you got Beeman as the underdog in the Super Bowl.
I do, I do,
Ooh,
I do,
Jesus.
okay,
I
okay.
do,
Another.
I do.
Everybody's coming at you, Beeman. I hope you're.
But
As they should. I mean, listen.
I,
Go ahead.
no, I chose you to win. Like, I mean, what?
No. I'm just saying everyone should look. Let's be fair. I have made it to two bowls, 1-1, or excuse me, three bowls, 1-1, lost two. I've choked some bowls. I didn't. Man, that sound pause. I didn't even make a Super Bowl last cycle, and probably should have. And Lando, he won two bowls last season. Yeah, I should be on paper an underdog to Lando. I don't disagree with that. So we move. We just gonna try to do what we can. We were the number one seed of the AFC this year in a very stacked conference. So I don't know who's Lando playing. You tell me.
That's what I was about to tell you. So Lando, he had two losses. It was one of them was to Washington, who has already been eliminated from the playoffs, and then the other one was to Big Mike in Week 15. So that was recent. His best win, in my opinion, would probably be either myself or Waffle. I mean, he's just to go through it real quick: Tampa Bay, Sporty, Butch, JTG, Devo, Phoenix, Coastal, Sporty,
Mm,
Jew.
mm.
He beat Jew 52-10, so maybe that might be his best win. Denim, JTG again, and Black Shirts Will with the Titans. So I mean, he
Wow,
really hasn't
wow.
played anybody.
Yeah,
I
he had
mean,
cupcake. That's where the picks come from. I see now. You playing Sporty
yeah,
twice a year, playing JTG who's tanking twice a year. That's the picks right there. So never mind.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So we'll see. I mean, I think it's gonna be if I had to pick, it's gonna be him and Sundance in the NFC Championship. He's got a better team than Sundance. I fully expect Lando to be in the Super Bowl year one. Um, so that's kind of my prediction there. As far as the AFC goes, I think You really think if Alex wins tonight, that's definitely going to be a showdown in the next round. Dolphins, Bills. That would also set up Broncos and then Colts or Jets. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I think the Broncos. They're going to be in the. They're going to win. They're going to be in the Super Bowl. There's a but to that. That is only if Alex beats Beeman. Because if Alex loses, then Beeman gets paired up with Colts or Jets, so he's in the AFC Championship easy, playing either Broncos or Ravens. So yeah, I think Broncos make it all the way as long as Beeman gets eliminated next round. Beeman, I think I got Beeman Lando. It's too hard to not pick that.
I just thought about something. Listen, I at the end of the day, I think it's probably Lando, but I completely forgot the Seahawks were still in the Super Bowl, or excuse me, in the playoffs. We're probably gonna have what seed was Seahawks? 2?
2, yeah. The only way they can play is the NFC Championship. Seahawks would play. He's going to get the winner of Gordo and Butch, then me or Coastal go to Dallas.
The only reason it won't be you playing Seahawks in the NFC Chip is just your team. But I look at that as Lando versus Seahawks, and that's, I don't know, that's going to be a tough one. I still give the edge to Landon just because of his roster and Sonny's youth. Ah, man, no, it's going to come down to Landon, whoever he is, Cowboys, Seahawks, and Lions. AFC is pretty clear.
Yeah. I think the NFC is going to be the Cowboys, Seahawks, Lions every year. There's nobody else.
Okay. Yeah.
It'll be one of us three in the Super Bowl. Washington could maybe make a run, but I just don't see Washington, like, for instance, if he would have won, he would have had to beat, just this year, he would have had to beat Sundance, and then he would have had to go to Dallas, beat Dallas, and then he would have to beat me in the NFC Championship. I don't think he's that good to beat those 3 users in a row. And that's basically what he's going to be looking at each year. I just don't think he can do it.
This would be his year to win, too, if he was going to.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Yeah, because that team's just going to get worse.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Same thing with Butch and the Rams. I think he's going to – that roster is just going to be horrible after.
There's a lot of big contracts coming up.
Yeah. So – honestly, the way the NFC bracket looks now, I don't see anybody else in the NFC. I think that's going to be the 7 teams every year, honestly. JTG maybe, but with him having to play Washington and Dallas 4 times a year, I think that's going to be those. I think it's going to be those 7 every year.
Panthers will make it. We'll be there. Don't know when. We'll be there.
I forgot about the Panthers. You and the Falcons both won't make it in a single season, so you're gonna have to win the division. But yeah, you can win that division. Yeah. You probably should have won it this year. Honestly,
I should have. I blew it.
Yeah, I forgot about you. Yeah, you'll be there. That's my bad on that. Yeah. So yeah, those 7, and then you and the Falcons will alternate for sure. But AFC, y'all, how deep are y'all over there? Like freaking 11 or 12 deep.
In my division, I have 3 people capable of, 3 people that are going to make the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, 11 and 6 didn't make the playoffs. 11 and 6 in the AFC did not make the playoffs. So.
And I think all 3 NFC wild cards was at least 10 and 7.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, 10 and 7. Yep. So, hey man, it should be a good playoff. So look forward to the games kicking off tonight. Look forward to hopefully winning some MHU coin. I'm on these predictions. Yeah, man, and look forward to getting the next season. Everybody has hope. Next season. So we all want to go through the off season and get some new players and hopefully put it together. So yeah, definitely look forward to getting this thing wrapped up, getting season 2.
I don't know how long the off season is gonna last, but we're gonna get to season 2 for sure. Stay tuned for some announcements regarding how this offseason is going to go, we're still kind of discussing what we're going to do. We're pretty much down to two options.
Yeah.
I guess I can go on and talk about it now real quick. Option one is probably where we're leaning. It's just to simulate the draft, set draft boards, simulate it. Just because there's still multiple leagues that either people that are in MHU are in that are getting stuck in the draft loop, or that we know of. So that's probably the safest bet. Just set the draft boards and simulate the draft, which really sucks. But that's kind of the hand we're dealt with. Option two, we're looking into. I feel really good about doing it. It's just I really haven't talked to. I've only talked to Beeman about it, really. We still got to talk to the other admins. But option two would be to do round one offline, kind of set up a thread in Discord and basically do round one in Discord. And then at that point, those 32 picks of round one, we would set our draft boards accordingly. That way, when we simulate it, those 32 picks get picked in that order. And then if something was to happen and it didn't work out, we would just trade players around to get those 32 players on that team. That way we kind of protect the first round picks, because we had multiple people trade for multiple first round picks before we knew about this draft loop. So that's kind of where I'm leaning. I just got to kind of talk to the other admins and kind of ensure that that's how it's going to work. How we think it's going to work is how it's going to work. So that's kind of the two options right now. So
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
I do like that one, and I know my audio may be choppy a little bit, but I do like that one. We did a sim draft in another league, and it was a botch. Like somebody drafted a quarterback that's in second picks early in the draft too, so it can be a mess. And those first round picks are kind of the key that people look for. So
yeah,
I like that.
And my argument has been, the people that just really going to do it the first round. Can't really do it past that because we'd be spending all freaking day doing it. But most of the people that traded the first round picks traded out because they don't want to draft. They don't like drafting. They don't enjoy it. And then the people that did trade for the first round picks, they do enjoy the scouting, the team building aspect of it. So I kind of want to protect the first round picks because there are people that have three. I know one or two people have three picks. I think Beeman has 4 first round picks. So that's just a lot of draft capital to just kind of be pissing away, so to speak. So we'll see how it works out. But that's kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah, just FYI, I have a draft on Saturday, so I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, let us know how that goes for sure.
Yep.
Hopefully it works out for y'all. But
yeah.
Don't do it. Don't.
What'd you say, Beeman?
I'm in my car now, but I said don't do it.
Yeah, I thought that's what you said. Yeah, so.
Well, that's what's up, fellas. Beam, I know we got to get rolling, man. But I appreciate everybody joining. Well, let's touch base. Let's just keep it rolling to playoffs and into the draft.
Yeah, we'll be next round tomorrow night. So we'll try and set this up again, maybe tomorrow night or something. I think me and Beeman, I don't know how many people are on here from the chat. I know chat's kind of popping, but we're going to broadcast Dolphins-Ravens tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern over on our MHU YouTube channel. So pop in for that and come hang out with us.
Sweet. We'll catch you on the flip. Appreciate it, everybody.
Appreciate you.
Hey.
Y'all have a good night.